What if I told you state management in the React does not have to be hard? In this tutorial, we are going to configure the Redux Toolkit, add middleware for the logging and the Thunk, and connect to Go language API to build a functional job listing app. Let's start the coding part of it. As we know that last time we created career cruise project and we created home page and the job list page. There we have the searching also and even the list page also. So this data was the mock data, but now we will change to the real data. Let's configure the first Redux part. So before start the Redux configuration, we should be installed some package also. First package is Redux Toolkit. We should be have this one. React-redux also should be have, because we required provider or some other thing also that will become directly from the Redux. And the last one we required the axios. Axios for the service API call, for the get and post API call we required. So these three packages required. Next part is we need to configure the Redux over here. So first we will write down the provider. We will pass the store, and store will be passed as a props in a provider, and all the component can access that store. How they will access it? They need to access through the hooks. And what hooks we have? We have the useSelector and useDispatch. useDispatch to update the store, useSelector to get the data from the store. So we'll use these two hooks. Here we require one special props, that name is called store, and we need to be pass the store. And store we need to create into the store folder that already we have here. Here we have. So let's create a new file, index.tsx. So here we will configure the store. So inside it we need to be configure the two things. One is the reducer, another is the middleware. So let's first add the reducer. Right now I'm adding the blank only, and middleware is optional, so we'll do it later on only. Let's export it. Export constant store, and this store we can get it over here. So this much is done. Now we require the two hooks, but for the hooks in the TypeScript we require the type also, and type we will get it from here. The first type is, as they suggested, we should be the root state. Another type is app dispatch. So these are the two types we will use it, and we will make it our custom hooks. So let's create the hooks also. Hook.ts, and here we will actually define these two hooks. And in this hooks, guys, useDispatch we will get it from the React Redux only. App dispatch just we made it. Okay, that is we will get it from this index file. Here type useSelector hooks, all this I will get React Redux only, and root state we just made it. Okay, so these are the two hooks we have that we will use it. Okay, so this much we done. Now we should be creating one slice also. So first slice is job slice.ts file. Inside in it, first we will create the data. What kind of data slice will be holded? So we'll create a interface, and that is called job state. So this kind of data it will hold it. So it should be have the jobs, and job already we made it in the type, so that we can use it over here. Okay. Another one is the loading, that is correct. Another one is the error, that is also correct. Okay, so these are the basic things we should take care of all the slicing. And this is the initial state, means once our Redux will be ready, then this will be the initial state. Before calling any API or anything, it will be initial. This one the state will become. After that we should be create slice. So this is the way we should be created, and even we don't have anything, so I'm just deleting all these things. So reducer will be the empty. We can give any name, and the name will become when we will use the Redux Dev Toolkit. Over there this name will be displayed. So right now I'm just writing down jobs over here. After that we should be exported also. So we'll export it. This is the actions. If we have some action, it will export over here, and from the slice we will get the reducer also, and this also we should be import it. So this is done. Now this slice we should be add into the this store. So here we will add jobs, and we will add it, write down job reducer. This reducer we need to import manually only, because we did the default import. So we'll write down from dot slice, this is the folder, dot job slice. So there we will get this one job reducer, and that we will add it over here. So this much is done. So when we run it now, Redux Dev Toolkit, we will see this is the data, whatever the initial data we have. So let's run it also. Npm run tab, and this is our product, right? And here we can see, so we required actually one extension, Redux Dev Toolkit. We can see it over here also, or directly also we can see. So you can see these are our primary initial data, right? So right, our store, Redux call slice, all these things is configured. Now we need to configure the axios, and we will configure, and we will do into the services. This is store, this is service. Inside in it we will create one more folder that is called API. Inside in it we will write down all the service related thing. So here only we will create the axios config.ts file. And in axios config, what we will config? We can directly go on the get and post also, right? No, other than actually get and post or normal service call, axios is providing us to some configuration also that we can do at a global level. Even we can actually do interceptor also. If you guys from the Angular, you know about the interceptor. Interceptor is the way by which you wanted to be set it all the requests you wanted to send a beer token or something. It could be anything also. So this kind of request we can do through axios only. So first we will create a base path. Constant base path. Base path of what? Base path of API. So whatever we wanted to call it, that API path, that is called base path. And one more thing we can do, that base path we can read through environment file. And how to create an environment file? In the Node.js package, we have one package that is called .env. Let's install that one also, npm install .env. Once we install, after that we can create a file on the root level. Here that is called .env file. Inside in it we can create a global variable or environment variable. Like I'm just making it React app API URL. It could be anything, but I'm just actually making this one. Here we don't need to make double quote, single quote. Directly we need to write down. That is called localhost. Suppose 8000 or I can say 8080 and without API. This is my base path. It could be some configuration like password, secret, anything we can put it over here only. So this is our configuration file. And that file we need to read into the over here. So how we will read it? We'll say import dot meta dot environment dot, and here we can write down what we created is this one. We can write down the process.environment also, or we can read it in this way also. Or if this is not found, for backup purpose we can write down this path directly also. While we're running, we will test it also, which one actually will get. According to that we will get it this one. After that we will make the axios configuration. In axios configuration we should write down the base URL. We can write down the header that always we wanted to send it exactly along with all the requests. So this is the header we wanted to send it. And after that we need to just simply close this configurations. After this configurations we should make API with axios dot create is the method, and we should pass the axios. So first we need to be import the axios. Okay, so this is done. After that we can integrate interceptor, right? This is the correct way. So what is the meaning? When an interceptor get a response, and if we get an error and reason of error is 401, that means we are saying unauthorized. So this is the way we can capture it. First we will write down the TypeScript related thing, that is called this response we will get, and we will give the type also, type axios response. This is the type. Okay, and even we can give the return type also, guys, and return type also will be get it the same axios type only. Okay, if we have we can give, otherwise we can skip it also. That is optionally, it will understood by default only. So this is the response. If we get an error, and if somebody wanted to give the error type also, we can give it axios error. This is axios error. Okay, and this error, chances of that it might be come or not. This is correct, this is all are correct. Here we need to write down something. So what we will write down, first we will check local storage, remove item, remove the item of token. When we have 401 means user will redirect on the login page. We should be clear the token, because again he will fill the token. After that we should write down window dot locations reload, or not reload, it's better to we should be write down href with login page. It should be redirect on the login page. Okay, if we get a 401 means unauthorized, then it should be redirected over here. So rather than writing down all over place, we can write down over here also. One more interceptor we can write down, that is called request. Means any request is coming, then what we wanted to be checked, or what we wanted to do. If any request will be go from our application, means client application, to server side, what we wanted to send it, or what we wanted to do. So here we can define that thing. Okay, so here what by default we get it actually, this is the configurations. We are checking the token, we are getting the token from the local storage. This is correct. After that we are checking if token we have, and we should check if config dot headers also there, then in header we should be pass the beer token, and all are correct. So this is our axios configurations. Here we configure the base path. This is the base URL. Either it could become from environment, or by default it could become also from there. We have two interceptors, one for request, one for response. Okay, so this much is done. Now we need to write down the Thunk source code. Before proceed to Thunk, we should be write down here a job service, job.service.tsp. Inside in it, we will make a constant of job service. Here in the object, we will define the method like get job or other job also. Here first is sync, because this is written as a promise. Get jobs. Here we'll pass the parameter, whatever the parameter we have. Inside in it, we need to write down the logic, and logic is similar to this one, but we integrated to the axios, so we should use the axios only. So we'll write down whatever the data, we'll get it in promise, guys. By default we'll get a data, so we can receive it also from here. Await API will become from axios config, and here we can write down get, this is correct. And here we can define all our API endpoint will be similar to this one, but later on we can change it if we require to change. Like authentication related, these are the endpoint. Job related, these are the endpoint. User related, this is. Application related, this is. Might be in the future we'll change it, but this is a sample of constant file, and here we'll use that constant one. We will define API endpoint dot jobs. First we will get all the jobs dot base. This was the URL, so this URL we are using it right now. Okay, and one more thing, in axios get and post, we can give the type also over here in generic. So this is the type, we will get the job is the, we already have the type. So this kind of data we will get it back from this get method. After this one, if we have some parameter, then we can pass this parameter over here. Okay, and these parameter also we should be received from top only, and that is params dot partial of job filter, because later on we will actually use the job filter also. So job filter, does we have any type? Let me check. This is value. Yeah, this we can use it also, job filter value, that is also fine. So we'll use this one. So in the future we will pass the job filter also, and that we will pass as a in get call as a parameter. Okay, and once we get back the data, we will get back the data. We can pass params, this is correct. Here we should be write down return type also, return data. Okay, whatever the data we have, we will return it also, and here we can define it data of this one, right? So this is our get job method. So this is done. Now we need to be call this method into Thunk call. Let's make that one also. So Thunk call we will make into the store in slice and on the top here only. We can make it somewhere else also, but right now I'm making it here only. So here we'll write down export constant fetch jobs. This is also correct, and not required all these things. We'll use create async Thunk. Do we require any package for Thunk? No. By default with the toolkit we will get it all the related object or the functions. We don't need to be required manually do separate thing. We need to pass it one type prefix. This is the type prefix. After that we should have one function. This is the function. There we need to write down the logic. In this function we will pass as a parameter if we have some parameters. So what is our parameter is filters. In the future we will pass the filters. Then partial why we are making it, because we wanted to make it optional, so that's why we required the partials, and we will add this one. This is filter, this is we will receive it. After this one also we can write down reject value also. This is a Thunk API that we can use multiple things, even we can dispatch it also over here. So right now I'm using a reject with value. If some get error, then we will reject it over here. So any promise we will call it, we have three state of the promise, that is called pending, fulfill, rejected. Okay, or we can say error outward. So in the reject, if you wanted to do something, then we can utilize it, this one also. Now next thing is we should be write down always try catch. This is also correct. Reject with value, this we can use it also. And one more thing, or we can write down reject with value error. If instance of error this one, then this message, otherwise whatever the message we have we can use it also. This is fine. After that this code is also correct. We should use it like this is job service. We should import the job service what we made it. This is the get job, whatever the filter we pass, this is correct. This is the response, and this is the response we should be write down like so this much is done. Okay, after this one we need to be, after this call, after this asynchronous call, we need to be integrate this call into the over here into slice, and that we will do into extra reducer over here. We will get a builder. Through the builder we will make add classes, and these are the classes, guys. So fat job, pending, fulfilled, and rejected. So these are the 3 state of the promise. We will get it and we can use it also. So whenever the pending means loading will start, error will be null. So this is correct. So whatever the data will get it, that we will fill into the jobs over here. This is also correct. Later on we will change it if we require to change. Whenever some get an error, then loading, and if we get some error message, then we will load this error message over here also. So this all are the correct, right? Now we need to call this API. Okay, to call this API we need to call this method fetch job.